friends. Welcome to Ask Britt Shit's version new house. Ask Britt Shit new house version or something. Basically, I am in a new house. You probably miss, at least I miss it, that rad backdrop behind me. However, it had to go because the house had to go because it was not adequate for my needs, and so I moved into this much bigger house. I know, and it has more studio space and more stuff for me to do things in, and so it's really good, and it has air conditioning, which is even better, which means I don't have to have a loud ass air conditioner on anymore, and it's just amazing, and I'm rambling. I'm just really happy to be in this house, friends, really happy. Anyway, like I was saying, I really miss my old room and the backdrop, but the truth of the matter was it was too much room to try to light up, and so the backgrounds were always really dark, and something, I don't know. That's basically, you're just gonna get a wall from now on, but I will decorate this wall and it'll be awesome and rad. At least I hope it will be. That's the wish and the desire. And I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. What am I talking about? Hey friends, how are you? Right. And because nothing is set up, I have no computer to read questions from. However, my computer is in another room right now, and I have my questions on that computer, and I took pictures of the questions so they are on my phone. And I will also say that someone, I don't know who it was, someone asked me if I could do a version of Ask Britt Shit without whiskey, and the answer is yes, motherfucker, I can, and I'm gonna do it right now. May or may not be because I have to drive in an hour or so, but you know, watch me. It's gonna be just as weird, I promise, just as weird. And before I begin, just a reminder that I am going through all of these questions so I can guarantee that I've answered your question. So if these are dupes, I apologize. I'm really sorry. First question comes from Emmett Castle. That's an amazing last name. The question I'd like to ask for your Ask Britt Shit segment is, do you have a personal preference on gameplay experience, a 2D platformer or a 3D open world? Sorry in advance if this has already been asked. Well, I am sorry in advance if this has already been answered. Yeah, I would say 3D open world because I feel like there's just a lot more you can discover and more secrets to find and more a sense of exploration, obviously, duh. But 2D platformers though are great. I mean, that's what I grew up playing, Super Mario World, Donkey Kong, Sonic, all those were, you know, that was my jam, my jelly growing up. So those always hold a special place in my heart. But, you know, like Super Mario 64 blew me away because I love being able to, you know, go any which way I wanted. And, oh God, what's the title? New Super Mario 3D World for Wii U. Is that the name of the latest 3D platformer from Nintendo, the Mario one? Whatever it was, I thought that was a blast. That reminded me a lot of Super Mario 64, and I had a lot of fun with that. So I'm gonna say the 3D platformers are definitely my preferred style of platforming. Yeah. The next question comes from, oh boy, Deco Baltz Octarbonal. Yeah, I feel like I would have remembered that name. Maybe I have answered this question before, but that's a name I have a hard time believing that I would forget. Have you ever played the first Final Fantasy game on the NES? Yeah, I have. It was not a lot. I haven't finished it. I haven't played it from start to finish, but I did play it for maybe a couple hours. It was, God, this was what? 3 years ago-ish, after my dad had his first back surgery. Was it first or second? I think it was his first. And he needed someone to be with him. I feel like I've answered this. Oh well, here we go again. He needed someone to be with him all times. So he was sleeping on the couch. My mom had to go get some medicine or something, and I just chilled on the recliner next to him and played Final Fantasy because he has a Wii there, and just played Final Fantasy for a bit. And it was really fun. Definitely very dated, but it was a nice little nostalgic throwback, and I wished I would have played it when it had originally come out. I don't even think, how old was I? When did Final Fantasy first come out? I don't know if I could even have played it when it first came out. Okay, so it looks like it released in 1987 in Japan, which I was not alive then, and it also came out in North America in 1990, so I would have been a little over 2. So no, probably wouldn't have been possible for me to have played it because I didn't even have a console till I was 5. So that said, yeah, I liked it. It was, what's the one quirk about it that I noticed though that's kind of cute because it's so old? I think it's when, oh yeah, so when you have like 3 enemies and you have like everyone in your party concentrating on one enemy, and let's say the first person lands a crit and kills the first enemy, the remaining 2 characters won't attack the other enemies, because it's like, oh, we can't do that because the enemy we were supposed to kill is already killed, so we're just not going to do anything. So that was kind of a fun little thing I noticed. But yeah, okay, yay. I should teach classes on how to be like a professional awkward person, because I'm very, very good at it. Very good. Probably a little too good at it. Our final question comes from Papa Ken Media. What would you say is your most controversial or unpopular opinion on a video game or video game series? That's a doozy of a question. More recently, I guess I can talk about this one. There was kind of a fuss, and I think it's still going on, about how Link is the playable character in the new Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Zelda is not a playable character. And Nintendo gave a reason that was really silly. What I read, and granted this was right around E3 time, so everything I read I kind of skimmed, so I might be wrong and there may be updated information at this point. So knowing that, what I had read at that point was Nintendo had basically said, well, if Link isn't the main, or no, what was it, like basically if Zelda's the main character, who is Link gonna save? Or if Zelda is playable, what's Link gonna do, kind of thing. Which, okay, if some people read into that and they're like, oh, well then what the hell, like Link doesn't have to do anything, Zelda doesn't need to be rescued for once, and people were kind of upset that Zelda was not a playable character and that a female was not a playable character in the new Zelda game. Okay, so my standpoint on that is I want to play as Link. I don't want to let me rephrase that. I wouldn't mind playing as Zelda as parts of the story, and I don't care if you want to rewrite the formula and make it so Link for once doesn't have to save Zelda. Or what, we don't even know what Link's trying to do in Breath of the Wild. We're assuming it's to save Zelda in Hyrule, because that's kind of what happens in Zelda games. But I wouldn't mind playing as Zelda a little bit, and I wouldn't mind playing as Link a little bit, but the majority of my time I would want to play as Link. I don't want to play as a female lead in Breath of the Wild, because I play Legend of Zelda because I have a relationship and attachment with Link, and I've had that ever since I've been 5 or 6 years old, or whenever I first picked up A Link to the Past. So that, I think, is viewed as an unpopular opinion, because I don't want to play as a female in Breath of the Wild. I want to play as a male character, and that male character just happens to be Link, which I don't know if you guys have noticed, I'm kind of obsessed with, and that's kind of derailing. The point is I just want to play as Link because that's my boy, that's who I look forward to seeing, that's who I look forward to playing as, and I don't want that formula to be altered, because then to me it's not a Legend of Zelda game. And that might be a bit unfair, because I'm sure Nintendo could make the main character a female, and I'm sure it would still be Zelda-esque. Legend of Zelda-esque is what I should say. But that's not what I want. You know, if Nintendo wants to go, I'd rather, if they want to create like a female lead character, I'd rather have them make a whole new IP for it. And sure, star that female character, but for Legend of Zelda, please just leave me with Link, because that's what I want. And in no way, shape, or form am I mad or upset or offended that Link is the main playable character because he's a man. It's Legend of Zelda, that's kind of what it is. The reasoning is silly that Nintendo gave, and I don't think it was intended that way. I think it was just probably a lost in translation thing, and I think it was just, I don't think it was intended the way it sounded, if that makes sense. So for that reason, yeah, I guess that's probably it. I hope that made sense. I didn't rehearse that, I just completely started rambling. So yay. Yay for awkward long tail rambling. Is that even a thing, long tail rambling? I don't know. Here's another lesson on how to be awkward. Well friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day and stuff. And go out, have fun, be merry, drink if you're legal, and other things that are fun and recreational. That is not an endorsement to get into trouble. Awkward. Again, here I go with the awkwardness. One of these days I'll learn how to just like end a cut, but that wouldn't be me, would it? Nay. Alright guys, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!